nothing better on a morning like this.
Have a look at this. This is a relic of the old chromite mine. We camped here last night, and of course it's being used as a rubbish bin. Doesn't get emptied down here. This disappoints me on two levels. The first of which is this is an absolute eyesore, but the second of which, this was done by four-wheel drivers. There's no other way in here unless of course you own a helicopter or you come in on foot, and I'm pretty sure hikers don't come in with glass bottles. Now folks, I know 99% of us, we do the right thing. In fact, four-wheel drivers as a whole are pretty good at looking after the place. It only takes 1% to do this though. And we're the first to get up in arms when there's track closures. So don't be afraid to grab a placky bag and try and take out other people's rubbish. I know it's not a pleasant job, it has to be done. Now I haven't got a lot of room in the old GU, but I'm going to take as much as I can. I advise you to do the same. Everyone defrosted this morning?
Yeah, certainly a nice start to the day, mate, but we've woken up to a beautiful, nice sunny morning, so ready for a cracking day, I think.
It was a bit of a shock to the system to wake up to ice on my swag this morning. I'm not used to that, but gee whiz, what a day, what a start. Now this is an absolute cracker of a climb and is gonna require a closer look for sure. This rock step looks very nasty. Tim, coming up to this part here, mate, I don't see any problems lower down. A little bit rutted, a few holes, but this step here, this rock step, the left-hand side, that's fine.
Yeah, it's it. Yeah, it's that one there. It's the
right-hand
major
side.
issue. It's this one here. Get up and over this one, all right?
Yeah. Now ideally we'd go further to the left, but of course there's rock down there. You're not going to move that. We've got this tree here, so you're not going to do much about that either. So the left really isn't too much of an option, but we do some rock building down here.
That'd be plannery. Yeah, take a bit of that step out of it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, the number of rocks and divots we got here, we've taken the rocks out of the divots and put them back in the holes. A couple of big ones up here, and we've moved this large rock up here because it's impeding our ability to get far enough left to avoid this right-hand rock ledge. Can't move Air's rock here, he's a bit too big. Of course he might roll down the hill and hit Glenn's GU, he wouldn't be happy with me if I did that. But I reckon, with the work we've done, and a little bit of intelligence, and the right foot, I think we've got a good chance of getting up this. Right, mate, gently, eh?
Gently, mate. Yeah, it could be a fair go, I reckon.
Tim's in an okay spot here, but I'm not going to take any chances. I've got gloves. I've already rigged up a tree trunk protector up the top there, and we're using a double line pull on this just to take all advantage and put it on our side. Now Tim's had a couple of goes at the track, and I reckon if he pushed it, he would have made it to the top. But he runs the real risk of breaking something if he does. And out here, that would be an absolute disaster. Funny, winching places are never comfortable open fields, are they? You're always stuck between trees, in rivers, in bog holes. Quite know how that happens. Something that often gets overlooked. Using something as a dampener now. I know we're using plasma here and it's the most fantastic stuff and it won't recoil if anything does go wrong, but why take the chance? You may as well stick something on it. What's the worst that's going to happen? Righto! Fire winches! Yeah, let the winch do the work where you can, mate, otherwise she's going to come off the snatch block. Just slowly, slowly. Righto. Stop there. Drive. That's beautiful, mate. Beautiful. Beautiful, that's exactly what we want to be doing. Gently, gently, let the winch do the work, mate.
Yeah, if I'm up over that step, I'll probably get from here, I think.
Hold there, winch out, winch out.
Thank you very much. That was a bit of fun.
Well, boys, Tim's done it. Your turn. What do you reckon, Craig?
Pretty confident.
Pretty confident, are you, mate?
Yeah, you'll be right.
Trap.
I think you're dreaming.
In the position. Hang on.
Alright guys, we are all clear out there. See you back.
Here goes Craig and Travis in the big Maverick.
Alright, can I do that again?
Well done, lads.
That was all right.
What was the secret there? Lockers, right foot, bit of both?
Bit of both, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Just pick the right line, and I think bit of rock on the track that we laid there before after Tim cut it up a little bit. That makes a lot of difference too. Just a bit of forward planning.
I noticed you took a very nice line. You came up on the far left. Sorry, you came up on the far right, and then hooked into the left. Worked a treat. Really worked a treat. That was a top bit of driving.
Actually, a bit of a hairy moment there too.
Yeah.
All you know, joking aside, coming up, just hitting the rock step, about to put the boot in a bit, and there's a little bit of like a fuel flutter,
Yes.
bit of a block, bit of a black drop of power, and I thought, here we go. I was just reaching for the front locker. I didn't actually get the front locker in, so
I heard that
no
stutter.
worries. There we go, straight up rear locker.
I heard that stutter. I thought that was just something you knew about.
Yeah, no, little stutter that I didn't know about.
Well, Craig made that look easy. Of course, he had a set of lockers at his disposal, but with the legendary Nissan LSD in the rear and my big right foot, I'm going to give it a crack now. I've got a bit of a dilemma here. Old Gleno wants his car back into good shape. Don't know if I can guarantee that, but I'm not one to say no to a challenge. So I'm going to give this a red hot go. Gleno, if you saw that, if there's any damage, I apologise. However, to the average viewer that just saw that, how good was that?
Right, how'd that feel? Looked pretty good.
Just goes to show, you get a big GU Patrol, even a relatively stock one, stick a decent set of rubber on it, you go just about anywhere.
That's it.
Eh? How much fun was that?
Looked damn impressive from here, mate.
We got more of the same?
Could find a few more of those yet.
Then what are we waiting around for? I'm keen. And who can say no to a bit of mud? This is top fun. This looks like the biggest river we've come across yet. It's definitely worth getting out and checking before we cross. Look at those scratch marks in the middle, mate. Trouble with this clear water is it's so deceptive, you don't know how deep it is.
Yeah, going by those scratches, there must be a bit of a ledge there.
Bit of a drop off there. Yeah. Short straw?
You have?
Me?
Yeah.
Can't be that cold, mate. Come on. Oh, Struth, hang on. It actually can be that cold.
What do you reckon?
All right, let's get this over and done with. Can't be that cold in there.
Have a look at that. Oh, that just made it worse, mate. Roll the nose up.
Oh boy, glad I checked the depth there. Check this out. That's just taken cold to a whole new level, but it does illustrate how worthwhile it is to check the depth. That there is, well, it's up here, you can see. If you'd hit that at speed, you'd bottom out in there, as is evident by those scrape marks on the rock, so it really does make sense to check it out. Now, of course, I'm stuck on this side, four-wheel drive's on the other side. Means I've got to go back.
No, I think he's pretty on the money, I think. That wasn't staged, the reactions to that water, I think. So better he got the short straw than any of us did. At least we know how deep it is, that's one good thing.
Well, how deceptive was that creek crossing, hey? And I mean, to tell you what, how cold was it as well? I did the Cooper in the middle of winter, and I thought that was cold. That had nothing in the water in that river. But I tell you, it also illustrates the absolute necessity. Just letting your four-wheel drive cool down for that 5-minute period before you get across, because the diffs, well, they're definitely submerged in that icy cold water. And if they've been doing the hard work we have up and down these hills, well, they're going to heat it up, aren't they? And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out what happens next when you submerge them in that icy cold water. Actually, it's a bit the same as what happened to me when I submerged in that icy cold water. So, take 5, enjoy the scenery before you plunge in. If I can just get some feeling back into my feet, everything will be good.
So in the high country here, I have to be very careful with the river crossings, and the old Toyota, she's got drum brakes all round, and it basically means that every river crossing I do, I basically have no brakes whatsoever. So depending on the sort of tracks you're doing, if you've got 10, 20, 30 crossings, you just don't have brakes for the whole trip.
Wow. Whereas with the Maverick there, it's disc brakes all round. Yeah, I think the most trouble I ever have with the discs is coming back down into Dargo, on the Dargo High Plains Road, and had a trailer on the back with no trailer brakes, and trying not to ride them too much, but I just found myself too fast down the hills and having to ride the brakes, and probably the first time I've ever really had sort of brake fade, and can be pretty scary on some of those corners up there.
Big thing here really is to try and, like I said earlier on, rewire your brain so that you're not using the brake on the downward slopes, and instead you're letting the engine braking do all the work. Now, if you do start to slip and slide down these slopes, just ever so gently hit the accelerator and get a bit of momentum going back on the wheels, get the wheels turning under their own speed so that you've got your steering back, because you lose your steering and you've got an edge like that on one side, well then it goes pear-shaped, doesn't it? It never looks as steep on the DVD as it was in real life. We've come up on a really steep section of track now, some big rock ledges. It's loose under the wheels, but there are some firm bits, so we're getting some traction. The biggest problem we've got is we're driving directly into the sun. I'm driving blind for the majority of this. You can sort of see the edge of the track. Really tough going. But I tell you what, a lot of fun.
Some nasty big rock steps up here, guys.
Looking good, Tim. I'm coming up behind you.
Look at that view. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, magnificent. Look out. Just have a look at it. Just sensational.
Isn't that something else? Goodness me.
Tell me where we are, mate.
Somewhere along here, probably about halfway along here.
Geez whiz, I wouldn't even call it halfway, would you?
And probably not.
So what's the plan? Get to the end of this.
Yeah, get on the
Yep.
Butcher country track,
Yep.
down Butcher, and then shoot up Blue Plains Spur and then down Grimy, and hopefully get to there tonight.
That's the plan for tonight.
That is the plan for tonight.
Holy heck.
Not easy going up through here.
Yeah,
Trav, you've done this bit?
Yeah, yep.
So up through Blue Plains Per. That's,
Yeah.
what are we talking, fourth gear, 80, 90k an hour? Hooking around the corners.
Not at all, not at all.
It says here this track is very steep, narrow, contains small rock ledges and is rough. Carry full recovery gear when attempting this track. Now we'll be doing that at night. Now this was going to be an absolute mammoth effort. Hopefully we don't end up driving into the night, because with track conditions changing so often around here, you never know what to expect. You know, Tim, it's really dawned on me just how utterly immense the Victorian high country is, and just how much of a small area I've seen so far. It's really quite staggering, but along with that, of course, comes the fact that the vast majority of it is open to people to go and enjoy, to go and use, to get out there in their four-wheel drives and, you know, really see it.
Yeah, look, it is awesome to come through certainly this great place down here and have a good look at it, and to be able to travel through it freely, yeah, without any closures on tracks.
Yeah, mate, it'd be a crying shame if we got kicked out of here. This place is just breathtaking. It's blowing me away. It's beyond everything I expected. I will be back, no doubt about that. If the risk of driving at night wasn't enough, Tim attempted to inject some fear in our hearts by showing us fresh, wild dog prints. Man, they make them big around here. Let's hope we don't bump into a couple of those tonight, especially with a full moon forecast. Well, ain't it always the way, especially in an environment such as this when the views are so breathtaking, you suddenly realise you've run out of daylight. Well, that's just happened to us. Night's befallen us. Now, we did have a campsite plan, but again, isn't it classic? Haven't seen a person for days. We get to the campsite where we're going to spend the night and it's full. So, we've got another one marked on the GPS. We know it's okay. We're going to head for that. It's only about 15k down the track, so we're just taking it steady, steady under lights. How's this for a night drive, mate? You do much of this?
That's pretty sensational. This is probably one of the first ones I've done.
How about yourself, Craig? You driven around these hills in the night?
Yeah, not too often. The last time I was out driving at night, I wasn't having quite as much fun as this. It was pretty wet. I was trying to get home and flipping down hills, and the family was not impressed.
Mate, I can imagine out here, but this is just about champagne. We've got a little bit of slip and slide, a little bit of mud on the ground. What interests me at night, of course, everything looks steeper, everything looks deeper, but I can't see what's on either side of me, so I'm just going to assume it's a beautiful flat rolling meadow and not a great big drop off.
Going up. Hold on a sec, Craig, another tight one, mate. Hey, Jim, do we go down before we get to this campsite, or is it up high? Because we're nearly at 1,300 metres there. I really can't tell you, Graham. I've not been through this area at all until we get to Box Road tomorrow, mate. Ah, right.
Massive full moon tonight, absolutely spectacular. You can see the convoy's lights up in front, big full moon out the right-hand window. It's almost a fitting end, isn't it? Really enjoyable.
Steep drop off here.
It's full on track.
I'm just waiting here for a sec, Craig, until someone gets back in, mate. Well, that first beer tonight's going to go down damn well, I can tell you.
Good on my side. Look at that. No, don't look at that head. Look at the road.
Is it possible that someone can give me a spot on this corner?
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah, I'll jump.
Well, that was absolutely epic. You know, night driving, everything looks more difficult. Well, tonight it was more difficult. Some of the slopes we were going up, they were absolutely insane, and I'm very glad that I couldn't see the drop-offs on either side. Now, we've hit a major road here. We have to follow this for about 5 minutes. It's going to take us to a campsite. Now, civilised, it's even got a toilet. And I reckon the whole crew and the boys, they've all earned a cold beer. So we're going to track down here for about another 5-10 minutes, find camp, get a fire going, get the swags out. Happy days. But that was some of the best night driving I've done.